Here we are, January 3, 2014, it's a new year, and we're continuing our production of the prophecies of Jesus, the Old Testament prophecies that told about the promised Messiah. And today we're going to talk about where Jesus was born and where he grew up. And what is amazing is that in the Old Testament prophecies, it foretold about where Jesus was going to be born and where he was going to grow up. So, how do we know that Jesus was really the Messiah? How do we know that it wasn't somebody else?
Because he did miracles.
Yes, Stephen, he did a lot of miracles that showed that God was with him.
And he prayed.
Yes, he did. So we want to make sure that Jesus fulfilled all the prophecies. That helps us know that he was the promised Messiah. All right. Stephen, and Eliana, where was Jesus born? Do you know what town Jesus was born in?
Bethlehem.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see the light of thy deep and dreamless sleep. The stars go by. Anyway, Bethlehem. We have a lot of songs about Bethlehem. By the way, which famous shepherd was from the town of Bethlehem?
Isabel?
No.
Oh.
The most famous shepherd in the Bible. He had a sling. David was from the town of Bethlehem. That was his hometown. And one of the things about Jesus is it was prophesied that he would be a descendant of David. He would be from David's family, right? And so it was...
Oh, and his father was a descendant of David, so he was a descendant of David.
Joseph was a descendant of David, wasn't he? Okay. So let's go back to the prophecy that tells about Bethlehem. We're going to go to the prophecy of Micah. Do you remember which chapter it's in, Stephen?
Micah 5.
Micah chapter 5. Eliana, which town was Jesus born in? What town was Jesus born in? Bethlehem! That's right. So here we go. Micah chapter 5. But you, O Bethlehem, are only a small village among all the people of Judah. Yet a ruler of Israel will come from you, one whose origins are from long ago. The people of Israel will be abandoned to their enemies until the woman in labor gives birth. Then at last, his fellow countrymen will return from exile to their own land, and he will stand to lead his flock with the Lord's strength, in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God. Then the people will live there undisturbed, for he will be highly honored around the world, and he will be the source of peace. So, he will be like a shepherd. He will lead his flock with the Lord's strength. So, what town were Mary and Joseph from?
Joseph?
No, they were not. What town were Mary and Joseph from? What town did the angel visit Mary in? Do you remember?
January?
Do you remember what town the angel came and visited Mary?
Yes.
Let's look.
Jerusalem. No.
Let's look in Luke chapter 2. Let's look in Luke chapter 2. in the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to
Mary.
Nazareth, a village in Galilee, to a virgin named Mary. She was engaged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of King David. So I believe, probably Stephen, probably Eliana, that Joseph and Mary lived together in the same town of Nazareth. Even though Joseph's family was originally from Bethlehem, he was a descendant of David, he was living in the town of Nazareth. So where were Mary and Joseph living? What town? Nazareth. But Jesus was going to have to be born in Bethlehem. Because that's what the prophecies foretold, didn't it? So that's a problem.
And he did. Because there was the census, and he told everybody to go to their hometown where they were born, right?
Exactly right.
And Joseph had to go to Bethlehem. And what they said is Mary was about to have birth. So right when they got there, the baby was born.
The baby was born right when they got to Bethlehem. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. What would have happened if Mary had her baby in Nazareth? The baby came while she was still in Nazareth.
Then the Bible would be wrong.
Then the prophecies wouldn't be totally correct. So God had a plan, didn't he? He knew what was going to happen a long time before it ever happened. Now we learn, Eliana, that Jesus was born in Bethlehem, the town where David the shepherd was from. And Joseph, Jesus' dad, was from the family of David. And so he had to go back, his stepdad, that's right. He wasn't his biological dad. Who was...
God is his too.
God, the Holy Spirit, who are actually Jesus' father. Huh? That's amazing. So let's find out about the prophecies that were related to Jesus being from Nazareth, being a Nazarene. We're going to go back to the prophet Isaiah. And we're going to listen to Isaiah chapter 9, Eliana. Nevertheless, that time of darkness and despair will not go on forever. The land of Zebulun and Naphtali, that's the land of Galilee, will be humbled. But there will be a time in the future when Galilee of the Gentiles, which lies along the road between the Jordan River and the sea, will be filled with glory. The people who walk in darkness will see a great light. For those who live in a land of deep darkness, a light will shine. You will enlarge the nation of Israel, and its people will rejoice. They will rejoice before you as people rejoice at the harvest, and like warriors dividing the plunder. So in Isaiah chapter 9, it talks about how the ruler, the promised Messiah, would come from Galilee. Well, if you remember correctly, Joseph and Mary and Jesus had to escape to what country? Because Herod wanted to kill Jesus.
Egypt.
Yeah, they had to escape to Egypt. But when Herod died, an angel visited Joseph and said, "Return to Israel, for the one who was trying to kill baby Jesus is dead." And where?
So they were going back to Nazareth?
And so where did they go back to live?
Nazareth.
They went back to their hometown, where they'd been living before, and they went back to Nazareth, didn't they? And so it fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 9. And not only was Jesus raised in Galilee, in Nazareth, he also spent most... We're almost done. Actually, what I'd like you guys to do is do a victory blow on your flute and your shofar. Because Jesus is our Messiah. He's our Savior. He fulfilled the prophecies in the Old Testament of the prophets. Jesus was born in
Bethlehem.
and he was raised in what town?
Nazareth.
He was raised in Nazareth. He was a Nazarene. And he was raised in the region of Galilee. And he went into his ministry in the region of Galilee. So,
he was born in Bethlehem, so Mary and Joseph thought they were going to call him a Bethlehemite, right?
Bethlehemite.
Bethlehemite.
That's right. A Nazarene, because he was from that region of Nazareth, but he was from the town of
Bethlehem.
The town of Nazareth.
The town of Nazareth.
The town of. He was from the region of Galilee, from the
town
of
Bethlehem.
Nazareth. Town of Nazareth. Let's go back to Matthew and let's find out about how when Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt. Get up, the angel said. Take the child and his mother back to the land of Israel, because those who were trying to kill the child are dead. So Joseph got up and returned to the land of Israel with Jesus and his mother. But when he learned that the new ruler of Judea was Herod's son, Archelaus, he was afraid to go there. So he was planning to return to the Jerusalem area and to live in Jerusalem, probably closer to Bethlehem. But after being warned in a dream, he left for the region of Galilee. So the family went and lived in a town called Nazareth. This was to be fulfilled what the prophet had said, he will be called a Nazarene. So it's amazing. Even in the moves, the travels of Joseph and Mary and Jesus, God brought about fulfillment of the Old Testament prophecies. And so if you're ever talking to a Jewish person and they're saying, I don't believe that Jesus was the promised Messiah, you can say,
that's wrong.
What about Micah chapter 5? Where was Jesus, where was the Messiah to be born?
In Bethlehem.
In Bethlehem. And where was Jesus born?
Bethlehem.
And where was the Messiah where was he to do his ministry? Where was he to do most of his work?
Nazareth?
In Nazareth and in Galilee. He was from Nazareth, and he did most of his work in Galilee, didn't he? And that fulfilled the prophecy in Isaiah chapter 9. Isaiah chapter 9. All right, you want to give one more blow on your flutes and your trumpet? Jesus from Nazareth. All right, great job, guys.
Okay, go, Papa.